what's up? So I think something that used to be talked about a lot in Fortnite that doesn't really get looked at too much are noob skins. Obviously, the thing with Fortnite is it doesn't really matter what skin you're running. At the end of the day, it depends on how good you are at the game, determining how good you are at the game. But with that said, I think it's safe to say that there still exists some skins that are very often noobs. Doesn't necessarily mean that the only people that run the skin are noobs. It just means that a high percentage of people that use the skin are noobs. So that said, today, ladies and gentlemen, what I wanted to do is look at the top 10 noob skins in Fortnite as it sits in December of 2019. And lastly, before we do get into it, make sure to subscribe to the channel, ranking every hey what's up at 3 million subscribers. And ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. So coming in at our number 10 spot, I figured I should probably mention the default. Obviously. Now, defaults are obviously a weird breed, and I don't want to sit here and just make fun of default skins in almost 2020. That's a low move, even for myself. Obviously, the thing about default skins are that every new player runs them. I would say probably like 80% of the time, you're looking at a really bad skin. Just a poor, helpless little default, you know? And I don't hate on that at all. The weird thing about defaults is then there's that like 5% who are just absolutely cracked. You know what defaults I'm talking about. They're not as common anymore. That was kind of like a 2018 thing, like the fake default. But they still exist. Fake default is out there and you gotta watch for them, but the actual default is still, regardless, more prominent. Now, moving on to number 9, I think it's probably safe we also talk about starter pack skins. So I'm gonna be honest, there's some starter pack skins that have somehow managed to remain seeming newbie. I don't know what it is, but some just managed to not get a noob air of them, like Wild, the Ace, even Cobalt, the new one Wavebreaker. I see those skins and I don't really ever instantly think noob. Yeah, for some of them, I'm like, oh man, that's a noob skin. Like Wingman, one of the first ever starter packs. I see that even to this day. I'm like, that's a noob. Like that noob has been playing for almost 2 years now, so probably not that bad. But it's one of those skins you see and you always think noob. Another one that comes out to my mind is like the Summit Striker. I don't know what it is about that skin, but I see it and I always just tend to think it's probably a noob. I mean, sometimes they're really good and I'm like, okay, probably shouldn't have formed that stereotype in my head. But for the most part, I find these two to be the most newbie of the starter packs. Now, moving on to number 8, let's talk about Peely. So Peely, in my opinion, is kind of like the default, but a little bit more split. Like 50% of the people that use Peely are really bad at the game and just doing it like unironically. And then I would say in that other 50%, there's just any other range of player. You occasionally do come across a cracked Peely, and it is terrifying. Ironically, one of the funny things about Peely is that because of his weird head structure, getting headshots on him is a little bit more difficult than other skins. He actually does have a bit of an advantage, and landing headshots can be wonky with him. So it's weird that he is sometimes seen as a noob skin. Again, with Peely, I feel like it's kind of 50-50, but even seeing a Peely, that's enough to make me think like, it's probably not going to be too hard of a fight. I love Peely, don't get me wrong, but there's just like a high portion of players that use this that tend to be not so great. All right, now moving on to number 7, time to trigger some people out there. This is going to be soccer skins. So there was a time where soccer skins hadn't been out for like maybe 4 or like 6 months. And everyone that had a soccer skin was insane. It was like every time you saw a soccer skin, it was bringing back John Wick Season 3 PTSD. It was really bad. And the problem with what happened was they then decided to bring the soccer skins back. Soccer skins had made a name for themselves. They were truly, like, they deserved the title of scary skin. And then they came back. And then everyone's like, well, I want to be a scary looking skin. I want to get my sweat skin on, you know? So everyone bought them. And now I see a soccer skin and I'm like, look at this guy. Look at him. Look at him. Like, dude, come on. It's 2019. We're almost to 2020 now. And you're still trying to rock a sweat skin. To me, I find that most people who rock that skin are not absolute noobs, but also not good. Like, they're not playing the game casually, they're trying really hard, but usually they're not that impressive. They might crank like 390s and then botch it, and like that's it, and you ultimately get the kill on them. Intimidating, but not great. There is a portion of them that are clearly just noobs, And then there still is that small community of soccer skins that are absolute sweats. But those soccer skins are like the 1% now. You never see a cracked soccer skin anymore. And moving on to our number 6 spot, these are going to be the PlayStation Plus skins. So I feel like anytime you have a free skin in the game, it's often going to find a way to get into tons of noobs' lockers. And obviously knowing that so many Fortnite players are on PlayStation, I find that often when I see anyone really of the PlayStation Plus skins, I know that it's probably a noob. For example, there's a new one that just came out called Trilogy, and well, who would have thought? I'm noticing a pattern already. Anyways, so moving on to our number 5 spot, this is going to be DJ Yonder. So this is like an old Season 6 skin, and you would really expect that whoever is rocking this now has been playing Fortnite for a while, but I still find a decent percentage of people that rock DJ Yonder to be quite bad. I don't know what it is about that skin, but it's just like, I think if you really want to choose to wear it, there is a bit of a likelihood that you're just bad at the game. I don't even really want to say it's like 50%, but still a strong correlation. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just the skin itself. It just looks newbie. It feels so mean to say, but I don't know, man. Like, yeah. Okay, now moving on to our number 4 spot. This list obviously wouldn't be complete without talking about the tier 1 skin. So that's either going to be Riptide or Journey. And if I'm being honest, I find while both to be extremely newbie, Riptide wins it for me. See a lot of Riptides out there that just don't know what they're doing. A lot of Riptides out there just, I don't know, picking up the game, I guess, in chapter 2 or what. But I mean, if you're still rocking Riptide at this point in the season, I mean, you obviously haven't been playing a lot. It doesn't even necessarily mean that it's like the start of your Fortnite experience. Maybe you just came back to the game, but this is a skin that is consistently always quite newbie. Okay, now moving on to our number 3 spot. This might be a bit of a weird one, but let me explain. It's Galaxy. Okay, so Galaxy is just consistently a very bad skin in my eyes. Back in the day, it always seemed like Galaxies were absolutely insane. And I think the reason was because the only people that had it were the ones that actually went out and bought a phone. I mean, maybe they just bought accounts or something like that, but in the very early days, Galaxies were crazy. But slowly as time moved on with these skins, I kind of started to find they were getting worse and worse. And actually, I have a theory behind why the Galaxy skin got so bad. The thing is as time went on, more and more moms and dads were buying new phones. And so my guess is pretty much like, mom or dad maybe buys a Samsung S10 or something. And oh, hey, Timmy, look, it came with this Fortnite code. Here you go. Here's your $1,000 Fortnite skin. And I kind of see that happening a lot. I mean, not to be judgmental. Like, I would have been super pumped as a kid to get something like that, But I tend to lean towards that theory as to why Galaxies became so bad. I think the majority of people that got Galaxy skins got it from their parents getting that phone rather than like being insane and just being like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this phone for the skin. So I don't know, maybe my theory's wrong here, but let me know what you guys think of that one. Certainly, again, not all Galaxies are bad, but I didn't really find them to be a particularly insane skin. They ain't no Renegade Raider, Anyways, though, moving on to number 2. This is Giddyup. Okay, so Giddyup is not a skin that I see rocked very much, but let me just take a moment and talk about this guy. So if you are unironically using this skin, you probably don't care about how well you're going to do. This is one of the most standout pay-to-lose skins in all of Fortnite. It just comes with this extra literal baggage around your entire body, just saying like, hey, I'm over here. It doesn't change your hitbox or anything, but it literally is just this gigantic thing to make you stand out like crazy. So if you're out here using this skin seriously, you're probably not taking the game too seriously. And I mean, that's fine, you just want to walk around as this llama dude, but at the end of the day, you're really just a dressed up default. All right, now before we get down to our number 1 spot, I've got a quick honorable mention. Okay, so Codename Elf is kind of the hot topic Fortnite skin right now, and depending on when this video is going up, it may have already come out to the shop. It's kind of hard to predict things, but my guess is it's probably coming out Saturday the 21st, but I could be wrong. Anyways, though, let's all be honest in the fact that as soon as this skin drops, it is going to be one of the biggest noob skins we've ever seen in the game. I mean, that usually happens with any rare skin, and seeing as Codename Elf is kind of the hot topic rare skin right now, I'm expecting that whenever that comes out, depending when this video goes live as well, Codename Elf either is or is going to very soon be a big noob skin. Anyways, though, moving on to our number one spots, let's talk about the original version of what I was just talking about. So once upon a time, there was a skin. It was one of the first skins ever introduced in Fortnite, and it was okay. It was a very solid 6 out of 10, and didn't come back for a long time. Months went by, and it never came back, and Epic tweeted, yeah, we're not bringing it back because it's not the season for it. And more months went by, and people said, when's it coming back? When's it coming back? And finally, 1 whole year later, it came back. Clearly what I'm talking about is the Skull Trooper. The Skull Trooper was a very rare skin. It had a very high amount of demand, not for any other reason, I think, than just because it was rare. The only people that were able to get it were the ones that played in Season 1 of Fortnite, and for that reason, I guess it just became this kind of status thing. So when it came back out in 2018, it was like one of the most popular selling skins ever. Everyone had a Skull Trooper. And then Christmas came around and, you know, it was like Nogops, but Skull Trooper was the original rare turned noob skin. And now I feel like if you see a white Skull Trooper, it's gotta be a noob. You know, you're rocking it because you're like, yeah, man, I'm like an OG, but it's like, no, you're not an OG, you're not. And just like wanting to be that, to me, is just like so dumb. Like, wear the skins that you enjoy, you know? And don't just rock a bad looking skin because it used to be rare. And also, like, I mean, if you're gonna flex, like, you gotta at least pull it off, you know? It's like trying to flex with a fake Rolex. It's like, 1, you look petty, and 2, you're not even achieving what you're trying to do. Fortnite skins. Anyways, with that all said, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna wrap up our video for today. Thank you guys so much for making it all the way through on this one. Please let me know what you thought. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, okay? Ranking every hey what's up at 3 million subscribers. My name is Patrick Smith. I will talk to you later, and peace out, you freaking nerds. It was like, oh, that's Roman hitting me with that link. Hey, what's up? Okay, Roman, I think this is the first ever for us. I'm uploading a video during a recording. All right, it's looking good, Roman. Oh my God, I just said lightsaber blasters. I meant stormtrooper. That was so stupid. Lightsaber, nice, beautiful, Roman. Now I just gotta chuck some ads on this bad boy. Okay, we're good. Now let's get back to finishing up this video. Okay. Oh man, the power of editing, right?